My name is Bob Ungerly, and my normal boring life has changed forever. I had a simple life. My job was in accounting at an office downtown. To the office at 9 and home after 5. A single man without much of a life outside of work. One morning I was sitting on the toilet contemplating the cosmos when I must have blacked out. There was a flash of light and then a swirling sensation coursing through my body. Upon waking, I realized I was deep in a forest of some kind. In front of me was a weird token or altar. My first memories after waking up are fleeting. I recall looking down and seeing myself dressed in rags with an odd backpack on the ground in front of me. At a loss for what to do next, I picked up the pack and slowly started walking. It seemed there was movement among the trees, and yet I could not be sure. I was so disoriented that it was hard to tell what was real and what was in my head. Where was I, and how had this happened to me? Ahead, there was a building of some kind. The closer I got, the more I realized that this large castle-like structure was behind a wall. There seemed to be no way to enter the walls. Before I could study it any further, I was suddenly attacked by a creature. My attacker was of all things a crocodile. There was little chance I was going to survive this attack, so I ran back towards the token. 1 minute I was running for my life, and then everything was a nasty red cloud. After that I awoke again at the token device, the backpack at my feet. This must be a dream, I muttered over and over. I picked up the pack and started running, hoping that in time I would wake up from this horrible nightmare. After that, I recall seeing giant spiders and a greenish-looking beast. Finally, I could run no more, as I had come up against a low wall on one side and a body of water on the other. Sitting there looking at me was a man on a horse. He was wearing what looked like medieval armor. Fearing for my life, I started backing toward the water when he said hello. I was stunned and stammered hello in return. "You must be new here," he said with a smile. "I think this is just a dream I'm having," I responded. He laughed and said, "You have fallen into a wormhole, my friend, just as I did once long ago. Your old life is gone," he continued, "so you might as well make the best of your new one. As soon as we find a way around this wall, I will take you to a safe place, a village that takes in new people like yourself." I followed behind the horse, and we finally came to the end of the wall. From there, he took me through to his settlement. I never even bothered to ask any questions. I was still so confused from my journey. He led me to the gates of a larger walled settlement. I thanked the horseman and entered into this strange walled city. Waiting for me inside was a woman named Maria. She told me to climb onto her cart and proceeded to show me a vacant area within the walls. She began dropping all kinds of raw materials and tools, things like rocks, logs, and nails. She explained to me that in my backpack I would find enough tools to get started. First thing you need to understand is you live here now. Whatever old life you knew is gone. My advice to you, she said, is to start building yourself a home. As time passes by, we will teach you more. With that, she mounted the cart and drove off, leaving me alone with the supplies. As I began to saw logs into planks, I contemplated the events of the previous 2 days. Maybe my life was always going to end up here, alone in some strange world that is far behind my own in terms of technology and culture. I have no clue what a wormhole is, but I'm clearly the victim of one. The clearest option for me now is to make the best of my new life here in the city of Arcana.